Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now I'm just going to be doing this intro 25 minutes before, but basically we're going to be reacting to the career mode trailer. It's finally here. I cannot wait to be able to react to it. They've been hyping it up, so maybe we're going to be getting a good career mode. Now before we start, I just want to say there's two things that I do think we're going to see in this one. Number one, I think we're going to see real life managers and be able to use them, because if you look at the thumbnail for the video we're going to react to, it is literally Lampard holding up a shirt with one of the players that he signed. So I think that we're going to be able to use real life managers. Also, if you download the latest update on FIFA 20, or if you go on FIFA and you look at, I will actually show you guys here. If you look at the new added players, there is more than 1,000 under 23 players that have been added. So that does make me think that we are actually going to be getting, finally, youth squads, proper youth squads, and be able to move players between the under 23s and under 18s and all that stuff. So if you take a look, so for example, we will look at, let's look at Arsenal, the new players added. Arsenal have got Joel Lopez added, so 17, 18, 16, 18, 18, 18, 17. They're all players that would be in Arsenal's under 23s or under 18s. So that does make me think that we are in for youth squads. Finally, that's something that I did put in my wish list. They've been saying that they've been listening to the feedback, and this year it does look as if they have. Pro clubs, not so much. They've not really added anything to that one, obviously, so I didn't react to that. There wasn't even a trailer for it, but we have the career mode trailer. Ultimate Team I'm not too fussed with. Yeah, so if it is true that there's youth squads, then my plans for the for my Barrow career mode are about to change, and my plans for my Norwich career mode are about to change, because I can now finally sign some under 23 players. So anyway, I'm not going to talk any longer. I'm going to get straight to the next clip, which is going to be me reacting to the trailer. Career mode. All the shown real life managers. There we go.
Career mode with a new interactive match sim, more
match sim we already know about,
and developing your squad, and more ways
squad
to sign
training
players on the transfer market.
Right, so we're starting off with interactive match sim. Let's go.
To play out your career.
We've already seen this
brand
one.
new interactive
Player development,
match sim
active training, new transfer options, enhanced opposition AI.
Jump in and out of the action when you decide to change the course of the game.
Boom.
Or take charge for key moments to dominate the moments that matter. Keep an eye on match
we
stats
already
and
know
player
all this
performance
stuff.
levels, and make subs or tactical changes on the fly to influence
Okay,
the outcome of
good.
the match.
Player development.
A new player growth system puts you in charge of your squad's development. Spotted a gap in your team? Turn marauding fullbacks into wingers and goal-scoring midfielders into false nines with new position training.
Okay, that's looking good.
You control over each player's growth to help you build your squad's attributes to match your style of play.
A lot more in-depth than I thought it was going to be. Active training.
Manage your team schedule and train multiple players at the same time with a new activity management system. Choose when to rest and when to train throughout the week as you balance your players' morale and fitness with match sharpness. A new stat that shows you how likely players are to perform at their peak. Then boost it with
that
group
looks way
training
too
sessions,
in-depth.
monitor your players' progression, and find that sweet spot with fitness and morale to keep your team firing on all cylinders.
Okay, it's looking good. New transfer options. Let's see what options
Whether
there
you're all
are.
about the Galacticos or the hunt for the brightest young prospects, new options give you more ways to transfer players and a more realistic transfer market in FIFA 21.
Basic terms or loan
Sign
to buy.
players on loan to buy deals and negotiate player swap offers with other managers to bolster your squad each transfer window.
Yeah, we already got those ones. Enhanced opposition AI.
Overhauled opposition AI gives you a more intelligent opponent to play against in
just
every match you
gameplay.
play. New tackling, player switching, and marking logic makes opposition defences harder to break down. And at the other end of the pitch, more intelligent attackers have a stronger understanding of dribbling and passing to keep you on your toes from game to game. With new ways to train, play, and make transfers, manage every moment of your career in FIFA 21.
Please tell me that that wasn't it. because if that was, then both of my predictions were very, very wrong. Okay, so we'll try and cover some of it. I'll show you guys all the pictures and everything. So we start off with the interactive match simulation bit. Obviously, you've all seen the pictures of this stuff. However, it turns out you can instantly jump in and literally in the middle of the match, just like this, just go from there and then obviously miss your chance. Hopefully you'd score it. Probably I won't be doing that though. Or you could even skip it, as it showed there. You can just skip to the full-time whistle. Apparently the interactive match sim also features audio commentary and stadium atmosphere throughout the match, which would be very, very weird, but there we go. Yeah, so new way to experience match gameplay. You got your fitness, your player ratings, your match stats, and your game plan. That's all that's included there. I'm guessing that's their team going behind, and it gives you the option to jump in. You can either play the match, sim the match with the interactive sim, or you can do quick sim. So if you're somebody who just wants to do quick sim, then you can do that. They've got a fully revamped player growth system, which they promise every year, now enabling you to grow your squad and make the most of it when possible. Much like in real life, the speed at which players develop depends on their age, abilities, potential, form, and play time. Giving a young player with great potential a few games and help him perform, and he will turn into a better player at an accelerated rate. Cool. So now we get into this, which is you can, I guess, attribute what kind of stuff they grow more in. I suppose that is. So depending on which style of player it is that you want them to be, if you want him to be a target man, then it'll work on his target man stats more. If you want him to be a poacher, then it'll be poaching more. So here we go on to player position conversion. So not only can you go by position, you can also go by what type of player they are. I'm guessing that that's them two going hand in hand. So you can say for, and it doesn't look like it's actually limited as well. It looks like you can pretty much move anybody to anywhere, which I suppose isn't really ideal. And then it's got estimated time for them to move into. Yeah, that makes sense. So if you, can I pause it? I can't pause it. So if you're gonna move Trent Alexander-Arnold anywhere across the back, it will only take about, to any of the wing backs or full backs, it will only take him about 4 weeks to get there. Whereas if he wants to be a centre back, it'll take him a lot longer. Or for a right midfielder, it would take him whatever that came up as, 164 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 weeks, 31 weeks. So that does make sense. New active training. So here we go. Inside the zone dribbling. So you can work on groups of players doing the same thing. Or hey, defending scenario. You've got Trent Alexander-Arnold and Joe Gomez. Extreme hot potato, which is passing. That's Wijnaldum, Keita, and Milner. And then for the dribbling one, you've got all your attacking players. So then player sharpness. Sharpness ranges from 0 to 100. It kind of reminds me of Football Manager with that. You get your sharpness, your fitness, and then your morale. So they've kind of taken Football Manager's style with this. Sharpness is an all-new indicator that helps indicate how ready a player or a team is for a match. A sharp player will have their main attributes boosted and will perform better on the pitch. Cool. Looking at a striker, for example, when their sharpness is 100, here's an example of some of the attribute boosts. Positioning plus 4, finishing plus 5, ball control plus 3, shot power plus 3. So it does make a difference. Should sharpness reach 0, the striker's skill will be reduced. Positioning minus 4, finishing minus 5, ball control minus 3, shot power minus 3. So yeah, it does make a difference. I don't think you'll ever find a player with sharpness of 0 unless they've been out injured. Cool. Team schedule planning. This is something I'm looking forward to. You can now set a plan. Well, hey. So you can pick what days players are rested. And it's going to make training. It's going to make training take a while. But it's going to make it a lot better. I'm going to enjoy it anyway, I think. Yeah, so you can pick before match, you can have a rest day, after match recovery day, and weekly plan is only training or intermittent rest. There's different options. New transfer options and improvements. So loan to buy. Instead of making risky transfers, you can now loan the players you desire first, with the option to make the transfers permanent when or if they lived up to expectations. AI player swap proposals. While player swaps were introduced to career mode a while back, you might have noticed that AI was still preferring old-fashioned cash-only transfers. Yes, the AI will now make player swap proposals with players of their own. When you attempt to buy a player from another club, they can propose a swap as well, asking for one of your players in return. Sweet. That is going to be a good feature. I'm going to enjoy that one. Contract renewal improvements. We've given the AI control clubs the ability to perform contract renewals based on the player's rank in the club. So you'll usually not see the top players in the club become free agents. It can still happen in some cases, as top players might not always want to accept contract renewals. Sweet. So they've improved contracts as well. Expanded competition user interface. So we now have these for the branding. So we have the Premier League, we have Liga and Uber Eats. I didn't realise it was called that. We have the Bundesliga, we have La Liga Santander. We now have the MLS. You've got the Champions League, Europa League, and then we have Conmebol Libertadores and Sudamericana. So I think they're pretty much what we had before. I'm not sure if we've added MLS, and I'm not sure if we've added Liga and I'm not sure on that one. You can tell I mostly use... well, I haven't actually played FIFA in a while, for one thing, but you can tell I mostly use English teams and a bit of Germany as well. Press conference morale impact. Here we go. We redesigned the way press conference answers impact the whole team. Post-match interviews, only the players that played in the match will be impacted by your answers that address the whole team. In pre-match press conferences, only players that are eligible to play will be impacted. Cool. Player morale and player form. We've received your feedback that maintaining a high morale level for your squad is too easy, so we added a layer of depth to have players' morale levels that are impacted by performance. That sounds like that's going to be a good addition. It's not going to be as easy to have your entire team just very happy, because that very rarely happens. Match ratings from their previous match or their current form will dictate what type of answer is most beneficial to them. A player with low match performance can receive a bigger morale boost from an answer that motivates them, while praise can have the most impact on players that had a good performance. Cool. Established youth academy. When you take on the manager of a club, you no longer have to start up a youth academy by yourself. So this is what I was talking about before. I don't know whether that's going to be in the sense that you can still move players back into your under-23s or what. The club will already have a youth scout hired and a number of players already recruited into the youth academy. The number varies on the importance of the youth development rating, and there's also a chance that one of those players is going to have the potential to become one of the world's best. So that could be pretty much what I said, but then I don't know if they're going to have games or if it's literally just going to be the same thing, just they'll have players already in there. I don't know if they're going to be players that are in real life under 23s or whether some of them is just going to be made up players. Right, Homegrown Talent. If you pre-order or purchase the Champions or Ultimate Edition of FIFA 21, you'll be entitled to a Homegrown Talent player as part of your youth academy. When you create your career mode save, one player with high potential will await you in your youth academy. This player will have the same nationality as the club, and news stories around his performance will call out his upbringing as a local player that grew up close to the club. An online connection is required when you initialize a career mode. Yeah, okay. That bit you don't need to worry about. Financial takeover setup. Within the setup of a new career mode save, you can set the amount of cash you want your club to receive. Ooh. I didn't realise that one. Yeah, so you can set up how much money you want for a financial takeover. So whether you want to give your club a whopping 500 million or start with next to nothing, you can customise your experience how you want to. Sweet. Well, I mean, if you want to start with next to nothing, then you wouldn't have a financial takeover. Negotiation strictness. Some people always enjoyed the fact that we let you build a star-studded team without any limits, but for others that might feel like breaking authenticity or... For others, this might feel like breaking authenticity or immersion. Instead of picking one of the two approaches, we figured the best way to go is to allow you to choose how you want to set up your career. Strict negotiations means that clubs won't be interested in taking offers from rival clubs. Well, hey, players won't be interested to move to a lower ranked league or a club they have a grudge against. Players with the one club player trait won't be interested in joining another club, and you won't be able to approach players that signed to a club for less than a year. Could be good, could be bad. When it says players won't be interested to move to a lower ranked league or club they have a grudge against, could that mean even youth players? So, for example, if you're, I don't know, a League 2 club and you're going in for a Chelsea Youth Academy player, would that mean that you couldn't sign them if you have it set to strict? Even though in real life a lot of those players do tend to go abroad, do tend to go lower divisions to get first team football, could that potentially stop it? We'll have to find out. When the negotiation is set to loose, all of the above limits are off, so you can make these transfers without any of the above mentioned restrictions. You'll no longer have to play for a season to be able to get the players that recently transferred in the football world. Cool. Player retirement. We changed the player retirement knowledge to trigger only if the player is in the final year of their current contract. This will allow star veteran players to push retirement further. We've also changed the age at which players retire to make the retirement age closer to 40. Sweet, finally, that's one thing that they needed to do. Youth and regen player personality. Fixed an issue with player personality and emotion for youth and regen players that had improper personality and emotion assignments to these players. Right, here we go. So we've made some changes to board objectives to make their requirements more clear, especially around the brand exposure objectives. We've replaced the objectives around match attendance and season tickets with milestones that the fans would love to see in a club. These milestones include reaching a certain amount of wins in a season, a winning streak at home, a run of unbeaten games away, and many more. We've also changed the requirements to give youth players playtime to 2 seasons in order to make sure there's plenty of opportunities. Cool. Right, loan and transfer negotiations. So, here are some elements which can factor into negotiations if the player has negotiated a release clause. Cool. If the club has negotiated another offer for the player, or if there's another offer for them already accepted by the club. Yeah, there's a load here. If you want to read it, you can read it. I'm not going to include it. Oh, this is a good one though, I will say. If the club is using a formation that features a player's preferred position, for example, a CDM won't like playing in a club that uses a 4-4-2 formation without a designated CDM slot. That does sound like a good one. How much the player's role differs at the new club compared to the current one. This one is extremely important as it plays a significant part in the transfer decision. Players more likely to accept a crucial role at another club if they're currently only used as rotation players. Full refresh of French Liga 1, Uber Eats, and Liga 2 BKT overlay packages. Iconic atmosphere. Following in the footsteps of Liverpool, You'll Never Walk Alone, Manchester City and Real Madrid. More clubs will have their anthems implemented for 21. Some of these include Chelsea, so Chelsea will be probably just a Chelsea. That one. Dortmund will have You'll Never Walk Alone. AC Milan, I don't know what they'll have, and Atletico Madrid, I don't know what they have either. Authentic goal music, so you'll have Chelsea with their goal music, Dortmund and Inter Milan. New localized stadium announcers playing in different countries across the continent, across Europe, will now feel more authentic as the intro and specific moments in gameplay will include local flavour for the following languages: French, Italian, German, Spanish. So when you're playing abroad, they will actually be speaking in those languages. Well, hey. New broadcast stories which will be picked up by commentators during matches. Your managerial club debut. Manager of the Month award winner. Debut of a high profile youth player. Milestones for matches played and matches won as a manager. Important player returning from injury. Player facing his previous club. Then you have new team tifos for select clubs including Manchester City, and new crowd card designs for select clubs. And that's it. So overall it's looking pretty good. A lot of improvements. If you guys want to read more of this, then feel free. I will leave a link to it in the description if I remember. Yeah, it's looking good. There will actually be a youth academy. Hallelujah. Although, I'm pretty sure that they said that there would be more to come. I'm pretty sure they did, but that was all stuff that had already been announced. So, yeah, I don't know what to make of that one. But overall, I'm impressed with what they've done. there's still more to go. There's still more that they can do. I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of good improvements in there. A lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to getting my hands on. And yeah, so thank you very much for watching. I'm going to leave the video there. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new or if you haven't already. Let me know what you are looking forward to the most out of this career mode. And in the meantime, until the next video, I will see you then.